Okay. Welcome, everyone, to our Monday Night Patching Podcast. We're so excited that you've joined us tonight. We've got two exciting testimonials that we're so thrilled to share with you all. Let's see, Tracy's going to be our first one, and then we're going to have Kevin. So thank you, Dr. Stacy, for joining me tonight. This is Dr. Stacy Phillips, everyone. I think most everyone knows you. Knows your beautiful face, and thank you so much for being my co-host tonight. I'm really excited that you've joined me to help us start off our new pods. We're doing different things these days. We're going to spice it up a little bit and do different.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm so excited to have you join us and start doing different podcasts every night, because we've got so many people that want to share their stories. You know, we have so many people that just are so thrilled about what this technology is doing for them. They want to share with us. We are thrilled to have you all on board. And let's see, Tracy's unmuted, and I know Kevin's here. So I guess it's about 3 minutes after. We can go ahead and get started if you guys would like to. We're ready, Stacy?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so Tracy's here with us tonight. This is Tracy Cohen. Tracy's a friend of mine. She has been using the patches a very short while now, and I want her to share all about her journey with the patches. She has just had some amazing results in a very short amount of time. I can't wait to what going to happen over 6 to 9 and months and a year, right, Tracy?
Right. I'm really excited.
Yes, so excited to have you. So Tracy, share with us a little bit about how you felt before you started using the patches, what was going on in your life, how things were with you, and then then what patches you started using, and the differences you've seen over this past month, or a little over a month that you've been using the patches. Just share with us and let us hear what you got to say.
Well, about a month ago, thank you, first of all, for inviting me on to share my testimony. I so appreciate that. About a month ago, my friend Lisa Lynn started sending me things, in email and kind of in my DMs on Facebook. And she said, you've got to read up on some of this. And I kind of rolled my eyes at it at first, but she says, just trust me, you're not going to believe what we've been seeing. And so I did. And the more I researched, the more I got excited. And my initial thing I wanted to change or see change in my body was, I am at an age now where I have entered into this beautiful phase of life called perimenopause. Yay me. So I wanted to kind of reduce some of the inflammation that was in my body. I wanted to see these hot flashes completely go away, or at least calm down a little bit. And so I said, you know what? I want to try these things. And if they help me, then I'm going to get on some rooftops and I'm going to tell everybody. So I ordered, and when I ordered, I actually started on the X39, the Eon patch, and also the Alavita, because I got a cool little PDF and I started reading about it. And that was one of the second most powerful patch outside the X39. So I was like, I'm in. So I got my patches in and I started, and, I wasn't a one patch wonder. So I've heard that kind of go around, but I will tell you this, in the first week, I started feeling different. I sit all day long at a desk. And then one of the things I noticed in the first couple of weeks was my ankles. So I sit 8 hours, I don't get up and I move. So my ankles, and it's so embarrassing to even talk about it, but they swell. And they were not just swollen, they were really swollen. And I wore these little hey-do shoes, because they were comfortable, didn't have to lace them, and I kept pulling a lot of fluid around my ankles, the top of my feet, where they would actually itch. It's just horrible. So I knew something had to change. Well, in the first couple of weeks, I started noticing my ankles going down. And all I did was, they said, drink some water on these patches, enough water. So I just increased my water intake. I didn't really exercise a whole bunch, but my ankles went down. And that was huge. And then I noticed, I was so excited about my ankle bones starting to show again, and my little skinny ankles. I was really excited about it. I ended up having to go and buy me a new pair of shoes because I had stretched my other ones so bad. And so anyway, long story short, that was like a win-win victory for me. And then all of a sudden I got to thinking about why I started these patches in the first place. 2 weeks in, not the first hot flash, not the first symptom, not the first night sweat. I mean, I actually started sleeping through the night. I would wake up and roll over or wake up or something would, and I wouldn't just roll over and go back to sleep. So my sleep was really interrupted, and I noticed that I went to sleep all night and stayed asleep, and I didn't roll over. I remember waking up and I'm thinking I'm still facing the wall. That didn't even turn over. And so those little things were the first little key indicators that I was thinking, okay, there's a change. Because when I noticed my ankles going down, that's a big kind of red flag that your lymphatics not moving. There's probably some serious issues on the horizon if I didn't take care of some things. And when I tell you, I kind of watched them too. So I am a whole month in. Thursday will be a whole 4 weeks I've been on these patches. Well, and I'm really excited. So I started after the first couple of weeks seeing the results. I called, I was like, I need more patches. So I pulled out my little PDF that I had, and I'm thinking, wow, I need to lose weight. I knew that I was insulin resistant. One of the key indicators of that thing is, and this is another embarrassing thing, but I'm putting it all out there. If it'll help anybody, it like it did me, it's worth it. But I developed, I would get skin tags, and I would get them around my neck where I wear my necklace, or under my arms, or places, and they would be embarrassing, and I knew they were there, and I knew what was causing them. Well, 2 weeks in when I started the SP6 and I started these energy patches, I immediately could tell a difference in the way I felt. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a big difference in like the appetite control or the sugar cravings. And I said, well, those will be something I would be able to tell. But when my skin tags started falling off, it's so freakish. and I'm sure other people, I've heard testimonies of other people of that happening. I was thinking, man, this stuff is working. Like, it is working. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this light therapy, photobiomodulation technology. Because when I go to share it and I tell people, I show them this little sticker and they're like, that did that. And I'm like, yes. And you're just going to have to trust me. And so I have shared these patches with everybody I come in contact with. Even people at work are starting to notice. I got my first compliment last week on my skin and my even skin tone. And I don't know, I'm not quite 50 yet. I will tell you, I'll be 49 this year. And so my mother and grandmother used to call the little spots that would come up on your arm and your wrist and hands, and ladies, you know what you're talking about. We just call them age spots or liver spots. And I'm thinking, oh goodness, they started popping up on my hands. I'm thinking, what's wrong with my liver? So I literally started ordering more patches. And so I got a hold of the SP6 because it begins to repair those internal organs. And I really can tell, something's happening to my pancreas. And the coolest thing about these patches is, these patches are formulated to target a certain area or function in your body with the light signals, but it has about 4 or 5 other benefits with it. So as I'm wearing these energy patches, I noticed that I'm not winded. Like the other day, we were at a church and we were having lunch in the fellowship hall down in the basement, and it had an elevator. And I wanted to see the sanctuary of the church because it was a massive church. So the little lady says, well, come on, we'll just take the steps. And I'm thinking in my mind, oh man, just don't ask me no questions because I'm going to be really winded by the time we hit the top of these things. And I'm telling you, when I got up there, I wasn't winded. I was able to talk. And I was thinking, man, I remember reading about this, about the energy patches, how it regulates your heart rate, keeps it from being, beating fast, and my breathing. I mean, I was deep breathing, but I wasn't panning and sweating. You know what I mean? So even though these are a whole bunch of little victories, they're huge things for me that I have seen right away, and they do make a difference. So I'm thinking, if I'm able to see these things on the outside, right, and I can see these things on the exterior, can you imagine what is happening on the inside of my body? So I'm really excited, so excited, and there's things that are happening, like this past week. I would look at in a bright room and a white wall, and I would see these little spots, these little floaters. I guess they call them floaters. And in my vision, they're gone. They're gone. So I know my pancreas is being healed. I know my lymphatic is actually moving and functioning like it's supposed to. And when I tell you, I didn't realize I don't really have pain, but you don't really know how good you can feel when you have accepted the norm, and the norm is not your best. And so I didn't really have language to put in that before, but I feel so alive and I feel good in my body. I don't ache, and I have like deep sleep, which is a big thing for me, because if you don't have adequate sleep, I mean, you just don't function. And of course,
Wow.
I added to my regime the harnessing patch. So I told April earlier, I said, I feel like a little girl who has been given like a new box of princess band-aids and said, here, have fun. And I've got them stuck all over me, and they are bringing the best conversation. It's a conversational piece, a tool. And I love talking about them, because
Oh, wow.
they'll often say, what happened? And I'm thinking, let me tell you.
And let me tell you, yeah, exactly. Let me tell you, because you've got quite the story, an amazing testimonial, Tracy, in a month. I mean, just the list of, I was just making, just while you were talking of all these different things, hot flashes, that's huge for women. I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
I suffered from that as well. Sleeping all night, deep sleep, skin tags are gone. So, it's balancing your blood sugar, your insulin resistance, feeling great. So, I mean, you just went swollen ankles, weight loss, heartburn, people knowing that your skin's improving. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Dr. Stacy, do you have anything you want to ask Tracy? I mean, we appreciate you so much for sharing all that. What incredible month journey you've been on here.
I do want to interject just quickly, because I didn't mention this, and this is a side effect. I was not trying, but the side effects, I am down 15 pounds.
Wow.
So you
That's
know what?
huge.
It
That
is huge.
is huge. And we're going to have you back on again, Tracy, in a few months, because we really would love to hear an update. It's so wonderful to hear after just a month, but then to get to hear in a few months even more stuff. So we will keep you on that list to call you back in a few months and have you come back on. And we're so excited for you. One thing that we do want to say, we forgot to say at the beginning, is, this is for educational purposes. We can't diagnose or treat or anything like this, but we do love these patches. And so we've invited these people on to share their testimony about their experience. And so, April, if you don't mind, we're going to just dive right into Kevin.
Yes.
I have met Kevin a couple months ago, or however long it's been, and he'll tell us all that. Kevin's a really amazing, interesting guy, and I'm so excited to him to come on tonight to share his story. Kevin, first, please let us know what was going on before you even was exposed to the patches or shared with the patches.
Well, how are y'all doing tonight? Thank you for having me on. If you can see behind me, we call Gulf War side effects. So back in Desert Storm, a lot of us were experienced the oil rig fires, burn pits, sarin gas, mustard gas, anthrax shot, all types of PTABs. And so, but ended up happening as time went on, our bodies are deteriorating as far as like neuropathy, digestive system, fatigue. And so a lot of the vets out there are having serious problems, especially with their neurological disorders. So before I tried the patch, I was at a VFW, and I was with Hope. Hope introduced me to Ann. And Ann at the very end walks up to me and says, what if I can pull you out of pain? And I have neuropathy. I'm at a stage 8. The worst you get, the doctor can't go up on your medicine. I take 600 milligrams pregabalin, and I take uh, and effexor that mixes with it, along with primidone. I'm trying to remember my medicine, primidone, gastro medicine, all that stuff. So when she said that, I literally started laughing. I said, hey, I'll try anything. VA, you know, they've tried everything on me too. And so she put Ice Wave on me and X39. And then she was like, well, where on your arm is it hurting on your shoulder? So I pointed to it. She put an Ice Wave there and we did the clockwise. I went like that. And then all of a sudden I can move my shoulder. I haven't been able to do this in years. I mean, I can move it up. But the interesting part about the whole thing is when I stood up, I had no pain, none in my body for the first time in 15 years. I walked around, I'm just like, there's got to be something wrong with this. There's no freaking way this patch can work. No way. So I tried it for 5 more days and I said, yo, I'm going to order it. I've been on it for 2 months now. And let me tell you what it's done for me. Not only do I only wear the X39 now, the only reason I don't wear any other patch right now is because I believe it's healing me faster. Just me. This is my own personal experience that I feel like I'm being healed. It literally went in. I feel like the neuropathy is taken care of. I have no numbness anymore. I have no tingling, no fire burnings. My brain fog is completely gone. My fatigue is gone. But the weird thing is the young lady that just spoke, she talked about having the little spots in your eyes. I was looking up and I realized mine's gone. And then the crazy thing though is a young gentleman that works at the barbershop with me. He's watching tonight. He walked up to me and said, man, there's something different about your skin. Well, a lot of us veterans get rashes from Desert Storm. They don't know if it's from the dust, from the parasites out there. They don't know it's from the fleas or the insecticides. But I had them on my back, completely gone. I had discoloration across the top of my forehead, completely gone. There was a gentleman, he is 75 years old. No, I'm sorry, 79. 79 years old, came to the barbershop. And he's like, he was looking at my brother. He said, hey, is my hair color coming back? And we were like, yeah, it sure is. What are you doing, coloring it? He said, no, I'm wearing this patch in the back of my neck called X39. And he goes, my skin feels better. I feel like I'm 40 years old. Well, let me tell you, he's correct. Before I start this patch, I felt like I was 60 years old to 70. I feel like I'm now 40. And that's a testament right there from a Go For veteran out there. So what I decided to do is I decided to order. I used anybody and everybody who I knew that had problems. And it is amazing how many people come in and just get out of pain like that. And then their bodies start healing inside the barbershop. That's where I work. This young lady comes in and she has a real bad digestive system problem and fibromyalgia. We put the patches on her, completely out of pain for the first time. She started crying. A lady with a broken back. She broke the spine in the very back. I put the patches on her. Pain immediately went away. I can't explain it. I've watched every possible video of this company you can watch. And all I can say is it's amazing. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life.
Yes. Kevin, it is. And, I don't know if you are up to sharing what happened this past week at the VA or not. If you want to share, I'll let you. If not, we'll move on.
No, yes. So I went in for my neurologist appointment, and my neurologist did every test that he could on me and could find no numbness. My balance has come back to normal. He canceled all my MRIs. And he was like, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to keep doing what you're doing, and just at that. And I looked at him, and I couldn't tell him what I was doing because the way the VA system works. So I get a phone call, and next day he's puzzled. I don't know what you've done. But he was like, the vibration test, sensation test, numbness test, everything that he could possibly do under the moon was gone. And I smiled the whole way back. I think I text everybody, y'all ain't gonna believe this.
I remember getting that text.
Wow.
And I was celebrating you, just thrilled. You couldn't hear me, but I was yelling. I promise, I was yelling. And I always think when I hear these wonderful stories, I always visualize confetti. So, and so visualize confetti when you hear these wonderful stories of different people. And Kevin, thank you for coming on and sharing. And, we had 2 wonderful testimonies of people. And so we do want to follow up again with you, Kevin, in a few months, because I know things are going to continue improving. And Kevin has a huge heart for the vets, and he's working very closely with a lot of vets. And I thank you for your service, and I thank you for what you're doing for the vets, Kevin. Thank you so much. April, I'll turn it back to you.
Yes, and now thank you guys so much. And wow, thank you, Kevin and Tracy. Those were amazing testimonials. Dr. Stacy is going to share with us some of the she's going to share with us about the science. So how did this work for these guys? How did it work? She's going to share with us a little about how this what David came up with, and then I'm going to share a little bit about the company.
Yes, well, I'm excited. As they were talking about a patch, it's a little bitty patch. Literally, it's like, tiny. And it's called X39. You place it on the body, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. It activates your GHK copper peptide, and which activates your stem cells. They go in, they start marching. This is just an amazing. I can't say enough about it. We have over 80 clinical studies and 20 years of research behind our patches. This, like I said, it activates the GHK, and it has been clinically proven to activate the body's stem cells. LifeWave is the first and only company that has this patent pending approach to stem cell activation. X39 activate patch with clinical proven for body health and vitality. Some of the things that people notice very early on is better sleep, less inflammation, less pain, improvement in energy, enhanced sports performance, assist in exercise, helps improve skin appearance, just like Tracy said tonight, and restores mental clarity, like Kevin said. And most people many people within that first 24 hours will experience some kind of benefit. Others, it takes a longer period. And so, get the patch on, try it. We do have one-hit wonders, those one-day miracle type things, but most people it's not. So plan to dive in, talk to the people, and get on this patch and get experiencing what you may have going on. And April, tell us how we can get this patch and a little bit about how the technology got started.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stacy. That was amazing. Well, and thank you, Tracy and Kevin, for sharing the amazing stories. David Smith is the man behind this wearable light technology. He's our inventor. He's a scientist. He's our owner that lives in Orlando, Florida. He's a brilliant man. And from the moment I watched the first video 2 years ago, I have been so impressed with his heart, his passion for, in suffering for humanity. We have zero competition. No one else has this technology. LifeWave is a 19-year-old company. We're in 81 different countries. We're a biotech company with over 94 patents, and 70 of those are in regenerative science. So what happened 3 years ago was this X39 stem cell activation patch came out 3 years ago. And around that time, LifeWave was doing about $30 million a year. We were doing totally fine, but then the X39, when David was finally able to figure out how to activate our body stem cells after millions of dollars in research and 10 years, it took him. We're now on track to do $400 million this year or even more. We're blowing all the numbers off the charts because this is helping so many people. So who do you know that is tired, they're in pain, they're suffering, they're stressed, they have low energy, they have all the different conditions that Kevin and Tracy even mentioned tonight? I, for one, know what it's done for me for just for ending all the joint pain and the blood sugar issues I suffered with for over 20 years. It's changed my life. So we want to do the same for you. So, who can you share this wearable wellness with? Just think about someone that all you just simply do is tell them about the technology. How do you get your hands on these? Well, you're going to get back with the person that invited you tonight, and you're going to be able to purchase a preferred customer. You can purchase retail, but I, for one, don't want to purchase anything for retail if I can save money. They're going to show you how to purchase one of 5 different wholesale packages so that you can save money and purchase for the same price that we pay. If you'd like to learn more about this, please visit our site that we put together for you to learn all about the technology, the patents, the clinical studies, the research. Go to startx39now.com. There's so much information on that website. We're going to learn lots of things, before and afters, the testimonials, lots of information. I've spent hours, and Marcy and Peter always are updating that, adding more information. And we'd love if you would join us tomorrow night. We're here every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, and Friday during the day. But tomorrow night, we'll be back at the same time, same Zoom link. And if you would like to share your testimonial, please visit ourteamcalendar.com or get to the person that invited you. If you've got a testimonial, please let us share with you. We're always looking for others to share your amazing story so that we can help other people. And we thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you once again, Kevin and Tracy, for your amazing testimonials. We can't wait to hear an update. Thank you guys so much. Dr. Stacy, if you have anything else?
Thank you very much.
No, I'm just thank you for your testimonies and thank you for your patience for our first ever combined tonight. And we really appreciate it.
Beautiful testimonies, guys. A lot of vets. I'm a vet. We love our